And recording is go. Okay, cool. All right. So we just wrapped up Final Fantasy II. It's time for Final Fantasy III. While I get started here, I'm going to put in some names. I'm going to talk about a couple different things here. So first off, you may already notice the text is different. I am going with a different text format for this playthrough. So last couple times I've been using MaxiQuest, but if you've watched the Final Fantasy V no commentary playthrough, you will know that that does not really work for that game. So I went digging, and there was a font based off of Final Fantasy VI's font that I went ahead and went for instead, and it looks quite a bit better for these games. So that's what I'm going to be using for the rest of the Pixel Remasters for the foreseeable future. Second thing I want to mention, you may notice these character names. These are the first 4 characters that I have ever created for a story. Takame, Avon, Ashkin, and Aiken. These characters are 15-ish years old. I made them back when I was in high school. And I've kind of iterated on them. Avon for a while was my default in like every game that I ever played. Ashkin it really turned out to be my main character for Dungeons and Dragons when I was in Adventures League for like 2 years. He's level 18 paladin at this point in organized play, so I used him a lot. Aiken was someone I had made to kind of round out the group, and Takame ended up now being the main character that I use for pretty much everything. The reason I bring it up is I'm going to be doing a special stream at least this next year. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing it, but I'm going to try to do it around March 7th, which next year the stream would have to be on March 6th because the 7th is a Monday. But it's going to be a stream focused on Takame and some of these other characters maybe, but mostly Takame. So anyway, let's get started with our group of orphans. I've actually never played through this game. I've started it a few times, but I never finished it. Into the silence, one of the Golgans prophesies, the great earthquake was only the beginning. The tremors tore the land asunder. The crystals, sources of the world's light, were swallowed into the depths as monsters emerged from the earth. Yet that was nothing compared to the catastrophe to come. I think I missed a part of that second line. Something fathomless, ominous, and laden with sorrow looms on the horizon, but hope is not yet gone completely. 4 souls will be blessed with the power of light, and so it shall begin. Four orphaned youths, raised by Topapa in the rural village of were out to test their mettle. They came across a cave, one of the very same that formed when the crystals were lost to the earth. What started as a simple game of exploration became so much more. Ouch. Well, looks like we fell through a sinkhole. Now what do we do? Are you sure this is a good idea? Maybe we can climb out. You wanted to go exploring. You're such a scaredy cat. Hey, quit squabbling, you two. We need to find a way out of here. Monsters! This battle theme is very good. What are those monsters doing here? Oh, we're in way over our heads. Let's get out as fast as possible. Potion. Leather shield. Huh? What is it? There's something strange about that rock. Well, now that you mention it. I guess I should introduce the voices that I'm going to be using. This is going to be Avon's voice. He's kind of a fast talker. A little sharp. My deeper voice is Ashkin. Aiken's kind of the scaredy cat of the group. And Takame is just a little lighter. Okay. Let's see here. What did I grab earlier? What are my items right now? Oh, leather shields. That's right. Ashkin, you grab one. Oops. There we go. And I'll give the other one to Takame. There we go. Antarctic wind. Potion. Carbuncles and blue wisps. Imagine that. They're weak. Hooray. Another potion. Chest over here. Ah. Oh, that's a bad ambush. Oh dear. That should be fun. Alright, come on. Get it together, guys. You got this. There you go. Hey. Look, it's a spring. Yeah, but why is it such an odd color? Let's take a sip. I'm not too sure about this. Wow, I feel revitalized. Yay! It's a healing spring. I say Aiken's kind of the scaredy cat voice-wise, but Aiken's just kind of a weird mix. He's always been the most curious character of all of my characters, but also when things get dangerous, he gets real scared. Well, what's going on? Turtle! Beware, turtle. Oh good. Oh good, everybody's missing. Great. Whiff. Hey, turtle dead. Hooray. The crystal shines brightly. You four have been chosen. Whoa, that crystal is talking! I give unto you the last of my light, and with it, the last hope of a fading world. As things stand, light will soon disappear, and the balance of the world will be destroyed. Accept the light into your hearts, and the crystal will grant you unimaginable strength. You have been chosen to be the bearers of our final chance at hope. You cannot allow light to fade from the world. If I remember correctly, this was the first game that actually had crystals. Within the light, the will of the crystal surged through them. They decided to accept their destiny. Not like they had a choice. And so began a journey to dispel the darkness, return light to the world. The young heroes receive the crystal's power. And with it, the world's last light of hope. Jobs! Step upon the magic sigil to be transported to the surface. Embrace your destiny, warriors of light. Leave? Yes, I will leave. Alright, we have jobs now. Takame will be a red mage. Okay. Ashkin will be a warrior. There we go. Avon will be a monk to start with. And Aiken will be... let's start him off as a black mage. Okay. If you want to use an item, just select it from the list when it appears. Not use a potion on me to try it out. By gum! That cured my aching back. Thank you, youngsters. Here, take this with my regards. Alright, what should we do first? Probably should get some items. Or travel. Okay. Right, you actually get a bulk discount in this game. I forgot about that. Also, black mages can wear leather armor, which is real nice. Okay. Get some weapons, because I can get some swords. Sword! Chucks. And a long sword. And 3 daggers. Okay. No. Dagger. Nunchuck. Dagger. Dagger. Oh, I bet you I can get another nunchuck. I sure can. There we go. And magic. We need some magic. Let's see here. We've got Poisona. Cool. Learn Poisona. There we go. Go in here. Yes, the spirits have told me exactly what befell you. Now, go speak with Elder Topapa. I believe he has some words of wisdom for you. It's Topapa, the elder who raised the 4 orphans. Topapa, we... I know. You think that you 4 would be chosen by the light. Takame, Ashkin, Avon, and Aiken. You must understand that such a meeting was no mere chance. The crystal willed you to it, such is its power. The souls have been touched by light. You cannot let the strength you've been granted go to waste. You must depart at once, and seal away the powers of darkness. It's Nina, a motherly figure to the 4 orphans. Take care on your journey. You know how I worry so. It's Homak, one of the town elders. In order to understand the power you've been granted by the crystal, you need to be true to your heart. Yeah. Okay. There are some things that we can get here. Pretty sure. There's 8 chests and 6 items. Okay. Oh my, you're a tenacious bunch to find me here. Tell you what, even my secret potion stash. Just check below. Potion stash. Cool. Any items in here? Check the pots. Nope, not in the pots. Not in the... Oh, here we go. There's another potion. Wait, don't tell me. But I can guess your specialties. Hang on. Red mage, warrior, monk, and black mage. How'd I do? Good job. Ow, ow, ow. Alright. That is the item shop, I think. I'm too young to drink. Oop, another potion. Let's see. 7 potions already. Nice. I got a couple antidotes. And... I'm picking flowers. Cool. Can you... There's a thing here. Thanks. You should never leave home without a spell of cure. I saw one in the shed deeper in the thicket. Gavelo. The monsters along the path. Gerblins. Yeah. See that candle furthest to the right? It's actually the switch for a hidden door. Antidote. Secret door. Okay. More treasure. Longsword, leather armor, dagger, cure, and leather armor. I didn't have to buy half of that stuff. Oops. That's okay. Cure. And we still have no magic for Aiken. Poor guy. Another potion. What does that do for us? Okay, that's all. Cool. Get out of here. Whiff. Takane, come on. Okay. Yeah, that was an old save. Trying out a bunch of things last time I was playing this. But this is going to be my main save from now on. Let's go to the next town! Oh, sorry. I thought you might be ghosts too. While traveling from the west, I came upon this accursed town. I'd stay away from the inn if I were you. It's full of ghosts. It's a campfire. I just love how straight to the point some of these are. It's just like, it's a campfire. Like, what do you want me to say? Let's see. Is it in the inn? I think it's in the inn. I need to go. Yeah, here we go. Sid's the name. I'm from Canaan, but a boulder in Nil Valley is blocking my way home. I'm stuck here. Figured I'd spend the night at the inn, and then this happened. What's my wife gonna say? Say, want to take my airship for a spin? It's parked under the desert to the west of town. Return. Think you can do something about this here predicament? You learned where to find Sid's airship. It's in the desert to the west. With an airship, you can fly right over the lakes. It means you can reach the cavern where the genie was sealed away. You have to defeat him and lift his curse. I like the posters in here being Final Fantasy 1 artwork. That's so good. I say posters, they're obviously supposed to be paintings. But yeah, that's the bridge scene. And then, of course, you have AMANO's title artwork. That's so good. That's such a cool little thing. The Gene had been trapped in the sealed cavern since the great earthquake, but now he's awakened. Yeah, I literally can't shop or anything here, so there's really nothing I can do here. Oh, I take that back. I found a staff. I found a mithril helm. Ooh, a mithril helm already? Dang. Okay. We'll give that to Ashkin. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go get a bow and arrow for Aiken. Stick him in the back row until he's got some actual magic that he can cast. Avon already getting 4 hits a turn. Jeez. I have no money. I just realized that. I can sell some stuff. It's fine. Or I do have money? Okay. I'll need to sell... I might as well sell my vests. There we go. Alright, cool. We'll stick them in the back. There we go. Let's go get Sid's airship. Hooray! Airship! Remember, we're children. Just want to remind you of that. We're children flying an airship. Whee! Nothing could possibly go wrong. Gene's curse turned everyone in the castle into ghosts. I was only spared because I was out on a mission at the time. If we had a mithril ring, we would be able to seal away the Gene again. Kazas is the only place where they can craft such a ring, but with the curse... How can we hope to find a mithril ring now? Excuse me, sir. Gene's curse did this to me, to all of us. Oh, what shall I do? Let's see here. Hello. I am King Sasune. But as you can see, Gene's curse has reduced me to this ghostly form. Only by defeating the Gene can this foul curse be lifted. Where is the Gene? He dwells in the sealed cavern north of this castle, but without a mithril ring, it will be powerless to seal him away. We heard that Her Highness Princess Sarah has one? Oh, how could I have forgotten? People of Kazas once presented Sarah with a mithril ring, but I fear Sarah's nowhere to be found. She been abducted by the Gene? Oh, my poor Sarah. We could check out the sealed cavern. Oh, such stalwart warriors. When you reach the sealed cavern, you should know there is a secret door. The skeleton is the key. Please, you must defeat the Gene and free my people from this wicked curse. Alrighty. We have a mission. Aha! Aha! Secret hallways. I am here to now loot your castle. Thank you. Thank you. We'll get back to that. Oh, hey, more stuff. Oh! Well, there's our first black magic. Blizzard. There you go, Aiken. You have some magic now. Whee! Yeah, I don't remember much of this game. I'm gonna be completely honest. So this is mostly blind. I know some of the plot beats, but that's about it. Alright. Here we go to the sealed cavern. And this is where we get the piss beat out of us. Yeah. I think like every version of Final Fantasy III, you go into the sealed cavern and then you just get rocked. This place sucks. And there goes Takame already. Good. Yeah. Like I said, you get here and then you just get your shit rocked. It's brutal. So yeah, this opening foray is mostly going to be grinding because, yeah, you need to get to like level 5 or 6 before you have a decent chance to get through the sealed cavern. Alright, everybody's back on their feet. And Takame's a level behind, because of course. What was the other thing I was gonna do? Oh, right, I need to go back into the first cavern. I might as well take the airship. Oh, why I did that? Okay. There we go. Yeah, whatever. Okay. We're in Altar Cave again. Spoiler alert, by the way. Magic is good in this game, unlike the last game. Stuff to sell! Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of ooh! Sleep, I believe, is black magic. It sure is. There we go. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna keep the dagger. Takame's up on the front lines with a shield and a dagger. Does that make sense? Yeah, this game is designed for you to hop classes a lot. So yeah, we're not going to be sticking with these classes for very long. Save here. Oh, good. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Clear all of them. Attack, attack. I also find it funny that they switched to MP in Final Fantasy II, and then we're like, that system needs work, and switched back to spell slots. Spell slots worked in 1, let's not screw with that. Okay, continuing our dive into the cave. First copper. Also undead, because reasons. Nap time for Ashkin. we go. Another cure spell. I don't really have anybody else who can use it, but that's good to have. I should have group healed. What am I doing? I like how every other job's hit animation is pretty standard, and the Black Mages is just like, whoop. Black Mage sprites in general are just good, though. Yay! Alright, back home to heal. Yeah, I'm gonna be abusing this for a while. Aiken has a problem. I think I actually have to sleep at the inn in order to get rid of that. Yes. Okay, cool. I do like how you don't have to pay at this inn. They're just like, oh, it's you kids. Yeah, just grab some beds. By the way, this is the rock we can't leave because it's... Alright. Definitely have to say this font is a better choice. By the way, you may already notice that Aiken has 9 spell slots. Yeah, it doesn't slow down. You get so many spell slots in this game, which is a good thing. Like that, you need that. But my God. Okay, I think we're doing all right. We should be able to pick up Sarah at this point, I think. Oh, Curse Copper. We're gonna cure that whole group. And Snap time made on. Huzzah! Okay, we're already level 7, so yeah, we're doing okay. Spell slots are gonna be kind of at a premium, but we'll manage. Avon's already doing 120 damage. Good lord. $500 gil. The skeleton is the key. There she is.
I am Sarah, Princess of Sasune. Your Highness, what are you doing here? I am here to save my subjects, but I fear I cannot find a clear path through the monsters. Thankfully, my mithril ring spared me from the gene's curse. Nevertheless, these caves are dangerous, Your Highness. You should return to the castle. I will not. I will forge ahead alone if I have to.
Your Highness, won't you reconsider?
Please, take me with you. You cannot seal away the gene without my mithril ring.
Then I suppose we must.
Avon, be nice.
Alright, whatever.
Oh, that's right. If you wish to talk to me, turn towards me and press the confirm button. Don't hesitate to ask me anything. Now let's be out. I am Sarah, and you are? I'm Takame. A pleasure.
Whoop. Liver. treasure down there. Treasure! Ooh, an Antarctic wind. Ow. I like how it says sleep. I think it's supposed to be like hypnotic pattern, where I'm not really asleep, I'm more mesmerized, but oh, thank God, eye drops. Oh, hi, revenants. How you doing? How are we doing on Blizzard? Yeah, we need to save up on that. Alright, cool. Level 8 across the board. Okay, let's use some potions. Looks good. Gonna sort. There we go.
Ah, it's the gene. Stand back. I will use my ring to banish the gene.
Nothing happened. You think that silly trinket will stop me now? I've joined forces with darkness, and together we're unstoppable. The gene attack. Alright, we are going to attack, and blizzard. That is a lot of damage. We are going to Antarctic winds, Antarctic winds, Antarctic winds, and blizzard. We win!
Now, Sarah, while the gene is weakened, use your ring. Sarah, raise the ring up high. The gene dispersed like mist. The ring's power sealed him deep within the cavern once again. Thank you so much. We've never been able to seal away the gene without your help. All that remains is to cast this ring into the wellspring in Castle Sasune, and the gene's curse will be lifted. For now, I'll use the ring's power to warp us back to the castle. Whoop. There! Now the gene's curse should be broken. I wouldn't be here without you all. Thank you. I suppose we must part ways. I have a duty to my father and my people, after all. Would that I could travel with you, but I'd only be in your way. Sarah, come back when you finish your journey. I'll be waiting for you for as long as it takes.
We swear to return. Thank you, brave warriors. You have sealed away the gene and saved my precious Sarah. I owe you a debt of gratitude. Take this. I trust it will aid you on your quest. Canoe. So yeah, minor problem. Airship is currently in front of the cave. Solution, we have canoe. So we will go grab it. Canoe. Alright, cool. We did that thing. Go rest up. Whoops, that's not the way to bed. That's the way to the bar. Bed. Alright. That is where we are going to end today. I know it was only about not even an hour, but it's just getting through that little intro segment is all I really wanted to do today. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching this very short intro video to Final Fantasy III. Actually, I might just weave this into the next stream for Final Fantasy III. Now that I think about it, that might be a better idea. So ignore that outro. I will go ahead and stop the recording now. Alright, recording has started. It is Final Fantasy time. Alright, so last time we saved the world. Not really. We did do some things with the genie and took care of the genie, so that was nice. But other than that, we're just kind of figuring out what to do next. So let's go visit. Let's see. Oh, I think I missed some stuff in the castle, so let me go get that real quick. We can go in the towers. Towers have things. Yeah. Holy arrows, high potions. You know, stuff that would have been useful. Okay. Fine, he's attacking. Blizzard these. Should be good. For those of you watching on YouTube, this would have just cut over from the first day that I streamed. I only got like 30 to 40 minutes in, so I was like, it's not really worth just making that its own video, so it's all strung together. But I did make one change. And we'll get to that when we get to it. Anyway. Monsters! It's a griffin. I think I just beat the pants off of it. It's pretty much all I can do, so that's what I'm gonna do. Huzzah! I beat the pants off it. I got a White Slayer. Yay! All of this stuff that's really useful against undead that I should have had for the undead king. It's fine. Oh. Ow. Excuse you. We should be fine. Group. Beat up the rest. That took a little weird load. That was strange. That's fine. Alright, cool. What is in this tower? I forget. This probably isn't anything of major consequence. It's got some eye drops and some antidote. That's not terrible. Oh, right. This is Sarah's room.
I have to stay here with my father. Would that I could travel with you, but I'd only be in your way. Your Highness. Come back when you finish your journey. I'll be waiting for you.
So yeah, I have these little markers for each character in my party. I have them hotkeyed, so I can just pop them up whenever there's light blue dialogue boxes. Because that your party members speak in this game, but they don't use the text boxes for that, or the little text notification boxes things. So you're just kind of supposed to figure out who in your party is talking at any given time. So, oh, well done. I knew you could pull it off. But you're glad you had my airship, huh? I'm just happy it was used for a good cause. What if I ask another favor? Could you get me back to the missus in Canaan? Please, she's been waiting a mighty long time. Sid joined the party. Old man in a hat. Sid's the name. Maybe you've heard of me. I'm an expert airship craftsman. I'll have you know. Okay. I don't think I have anything specific I need to grab in here, but I can grab some spells at least. Got fire. I might grab fire for Takame as well, actually. Fire tends to be a pretty useful spell, so I'm gonna grab it. Items. There. Okay. I can always swap it out if I need to. Alright, get some equipment while we're here. Yeah. Sword. And knife. Okay. Oh, right, the White Slayer is better anyway. And then I can use the Holy Arrows. Bacon. Yeah, that'll work. I'll hang on to the Mithril Knife just in case. You never know. Might use a thief at some point. Let's see. 2 of those, please. 1 of those. 2 of those. 1 of those. And 2 of those. Okay. I always forget about that. We'll still do that, and then... Right. Okay. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, it's all equipped. Good. Good deal. How are we doing on items in this town? 3 out of 5. So there's probably a couple people. Thanks to you, I'm back to normal again. I feel fit as a fiddle. The only way through the Parmeni mountain range is Nell Valley, but it's been blocked by a huge rock since the earthquake. Well, about that. Casus made its fortune off of its mine. Artisans from towns made weapons and armor out of the mithril there. Taka's the finest blacksmith around. He lives by himself in this very house. Been thinking about that boulder that's blocking the way to Canaan. I reckon if my airship had a mithril prow, we could bust through. Ah, say no more. I'll get one ready for you in a jiffy. There you go. All done. No need to thank me. You saved the town after all. This is to show our appreciation. Now take care out there. We got an airship upgrade. Huzzah! Let's give that bothersome boulder a good old-fashioned whooping. Alright, Sid. Calm down. Do us proud. Here's the entrance to the mithril mine. Cool. Mithril mines. Who'd have guessed? There are actually 2 chests in here. I'm gonna go grab those. I think I can just attack. We got the White Slayer, and I've got Holy Arrows, so undead enemies should be pretty easy to dispatch. Come on, Sid, keep up. Snotalex. Cool. Yeah, that'll be really easy to take care of. There they are. Mithril sword, mithril sword. Cool. That's money. Or equipment on job change. That's always a possibility. I still find it funny that the cursed coins are considered undead. Alright. Evil coins must be spirits! we got? We still have an item to grab around here. Sid, you have any idea? No? Okay. Let's check the inn. Maybe it's here. What can I do for you? Oh, you have things for sale. We'll deal with that in a bit.
There's a hidden passage in the mine that'll take you to the deepest tunnels. To find it, go as far as you can, take 3 steps from the left-hand side, and look closely at the wall.
I already got that. Thank you, kid.
Thank you, I'm myself again.
Oh, I bet you.
Is I back here, maybe?
Ow, ow, ow.
Oh, my healthy glow is back, and it's all thanks to you.
Huh? Oh yeah, I could just rest. Alright. Might as well. The party is well rested. You need to move. You are in the way. Oh my god. That was just rude. Alright, let's run this thing into a rock! I like how the airship just explodes. Whoop. Bugbears. These things look terrifying compared to their D&D counterparts. Fire. We might have overdone it. Y'all have nerves of steel. Yeah, we do. We're the good guys. Okay. Thanks for all your help. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. Come to think of it, if I can put together another airship, but you could put it through its paces. But we'll need to make a few design improvements, and no one knows more about that stuff than King Argus. You should go see him. Anyway, thanks again. Come back to visit anytime.
Sid left the party. Sad face.
Hold on. Go. Okay, that should be good now. There it goes. It took me a minute before I got control. I heard that long ago a traveling mage hid some medicinal herbs in town. As for the wheres and wherefores, who knows? Let's go check in on some people.
Oh, Dash, I'm so lonely here without you. You traveled south to Dragon's Peak or the Dragon's Roost. I miss you so. First that scoundrel Dash turns my Selena's head. Then he ups and leaves town. Says he had something to find in a hurry. My Selena was always such a sweet girl. Now the poor thing cries herself to sleep at night.
Rude. Ooh, a mallet. I can bonk someone on the head. Maybe Dash. Alright, let's see. Anything in the inn? There's usually stuff in the inn. Nothing in the inn. Ow. No secret passageways. Okay. Use the mini spell. You can turn into a gnome-sized version of yourself. Sold my last one to a young man named Dash.
Traveler named Dash wandered into town recently, but he didn't stick around. I'm not sure where he was headed. Keep hearing this name. What could it mean?
Oh, hey, Sid. I'm glad you stopped by. You see, my wife fell ill while I was away. Come on, honey, you'll pull through. Oh, if only I had an elixir. I do not have an elixir, but I will get one. There's supposedly medicine hidden in this town somewhere. Arrow is a white magic spell that lets you manipulate the wind to damage your enemy. Flying monsters hate it. Oh, would you look at that? It's an elixir. Whee! Yes, that's right. I just climbed up a waterfall. That makes sense. Let me go get some magic. Cure, thunder, poison, bind. Actually, let me loot the town first, and then we'll go buy some magic, because you never know. I have your elixir. Open wide.
Heavens above, I'm cured. Thank you, oh thank you.
Looks like I owe you one again. Does that mean I owe you two? I know. Give this candle behind me a jiggle. It'll open the way to the hangar I used to park the old airship. Help yourselves to anything you find down there. Sid is surprisingly spry. Things! I have things. Blind. Gnomish bread. Great bow. Go. Gold needle, potion. Phoenix down, high potion. Sid was loaded. Alright, what do we got? Let's sort our items here. Okay. I have blinds, but I don't know if I really want to use it. I think it's level... Oh, it is level 2. Oh. Oh. I can equip Aiken with a great bow. That'd be nice. Iron arrows as well. That's good. That works. Do I have anything better for the others? I don't think so. I think we're all set otherwise. Yeah, I think we're all good here. Okay. Didn't have a mini spell, huh? Okay. Oh, that's fine. That should be all the chests here? Yeah, we're just missing an item. Where could this item be? You mean this random house? That's not a house, that's a church. With church water. No? Up here? Nope. This tree? Nope.
Oh, I'm a dancer, can't you tell? Want to see me dance?
No, I'm good. What do you have? You have nothing of interest to me. Cool. Alright, thanks. I guess I'll buy those spells then, because I did not find them. Let's get Thunder and grab Poison as well. Yeah. Let's do... Nope. There we go. Let's give Thunder to Aiken. We'll give Poison to Aiken as well, and then we'll give Blind to Takane. Okay. Cool. I don't know where this last item is, but that's fine. We'll eventually come across it, I'm sure. Go ahead and save. Because we were told someone climbed this mountain. Dragon. Big dragon. I mean, it is called Dragon's Peak, so I guess that makes sense. Fire. Weapon. Thunder. Avon? Avon, you okay there, buddy? Do I have... I do have gold needles, okay. There we go. He's all better now. Cure him just in case. There we go. That should do. Huzzah! Ooh, a potion. I got a few potions. I can just shove a couple down his throat. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Alright. Go all the way across. More of these. I'll just swing for the fences. It'll be fine. Whiff. Oh dear. Nah, Takame's fine. She can take it. Huzzah! Gold needle. Nice. Good. There's one up here. Is that all there is on this mountain? Alright, that was rude. Nah, it's fine. Gold needle. Eat him. Oh, Takame. Right, you still get experience when you're petrified. I forgot about that. Hey, there's Arrow. How weird, we got another thing that's insanely useful for the area that we're in. It's like this happens all the time in this game. Rustbird. Arrow. I can only use it once, so. But yeah, it's good. It's very good. Hey, there's another gold needle. Okay. Go ahead and potion up. That's good. Alright. We ascend. Dragon. It wiggles. What's that? Russell. Oh! How the heck did you guys get up here? Wait, don't tell me. You got captured by the dragon too, didn't you? Heh, losers. That's rich, coming from the dragon's next meal. Touche, I guess you're right. My name's Desh. I'm Takame. Gotta be upfront with y'all. I got amnesia, can't remember a thing except my own name. I know I came up here for a reason, I just don't remember what it is. Uh-oh. Dragon's back. Hide. Dragon attacks from the sky. We don't have a chance against it. We gotta run. Run! Run for your lives. Dragon. Yeah. Hey, we know you're level, what, 8? Bahamut. $735 damage. No. That was close. Come on, let's get out of here. Agreed. Here, you can have this. It's a spell called Mini. I don't think I got the magic know how to use it anyway. In exchange, mind if I tag along on your journey? Sure, if that's what you want to do. Good, then it's settled. Glad to know y'all. Let's get going. Whoop, there we go. We can jump down. Geronimo! I have questions. And none of them are going to be answered. Anyway.
I'm a gnome from Toad's Forest to the south, here to draw water from this magic wellspring. You're welcome to pay us a visit, but you'll need to cast Mini on yourselves first. We can't have big folks smashing the place up.
Yay. Yay. This is health, right? Yep, there we go. Cool. Alright, everybody's good. Let's teach Mini to Takame. There we go. Can't go in there unless you cast the spell. So we will cast the spell. There we go. Now everybody's tiny! I love it.
Not a familiar face among the lot of you. We're all gnomes here. Can't find a friendlier bunch, no siree.
Tiny buildings.
What can I do for you?
We got arrow. I think we got all these. Yeah. All good there.
Thank you. Something's the matter with Dr. Shelko. He says his tummy hurts. He's our only doctor, but there's no way he can treat himself in that condition. Living woods are somewhere out there in the world. I hear the fairies that live there are the cutest things.
Look at that tiny item shop!
One bite of gnomish bread and the whole world will spread out before you, man. Far out.
Gnomish bread. Yeah, gnomish bread is entirely pointless in this game. Tiny inn. Nope, still can't get any gold needles. 80 bucks. Highway robbery.
There's a tunnel that runs through the Moranos Range. You can use it to get to the Maralka Basin, Hope of the Vikings.
There he is.
I need an antidote.
I have like 5.
It's fine. Some IA really didn't agree with me. You saved my life. In return, I'll tell you about a shortcut to Maralka Basin. Just take the stairs over here. They lead straight to the secret tunnel.
Ta-da! Is there anything actually in this town? There is stuff in this town. Things! Things! Ooh, Kira, hello. That's a level 3 spell. I don't even have level 3 slots yet. Oh. Ooh, a vest would actually be helpful for a couple characters, maybe? Possibly? No? Leather armor is still better? I just stole this dude's clothes. Cool. Oops. That's fine. Alright. Onward! Onward with our tiny, tiny selves. Ooh. Ooh, a mithril rod. That would be this one here. I can give it to Aiken, but yeah, I'll keep the bow on him. We're not going to be that desperate yet. What are we doing? Yeah, we're doing alright. I love this music. There we go. Yay! I really should be using spells here, but it's fine. We'll be fine. They've ambushed us. Oh no. How could they? Rude. You got to attack twice in a row. How could you? I am the tiniest. Aww. Oh no, leprechauns. We'll be fine. Oh, there goes Ashkin. There we go. Rip Ashkin. Yes, I do have a bunch of Phoenix Downs, so we're good. Go. And now we have no way to to unminimize. Excuse. We are tiny, and we would like to come through. Huzzah! Okay. Now we can unmini. Ta-da! Back to normal. What can I do for you? There's mini in case you somehow need another one. I think in the original game, once you learned a spell, it was thrown away when you tried to remove it. Oh, we got gold needles. So, kind of needed those extra spell sellers. One antidote. Go. Grab some of those. Okay. Alright, let me sell some stuff here because I got some extra stuff. Yeah, we don't need any of those anymore. Don't need any of that. Don't need that. Don't need these. I'm gonna really regret this when I actually do need that stuff. We don't need third Nunchaku. Get rid of knives and daggers. And the staff. And the bows? Let's keep a bow. I I have iron arrows and holy arrows. I probably don't need wooden arrows anymore. Yeah, it'll work. Cool. Alright, thanks. The building on the cape is Nepto Temple. Pops ought to know more about it. Ask him. Well, where is Pops? I would like to know where Pops is. Also, how many things do you have in here? I detect 6 chests. There's one. Neat. Money. Here? I would assume the rest of the money is in this area. Aha. Ooh, Blazara. Thera and Thundara already. Okay. Sure. I have a feeling I'm supposed to be higher level than I am currently. That's okay. Well, actually, Aiken can already cast third level spells, so cool. He can only cast 1, but still. I wasn't hiding. No, I was just waiting for Pops, that's all. I'm gonna grab these. Cool, thanks. Thanks for the money. As you're born, I'm the oldest Viking here. I know more than most about the Nepto Dragon. The vicious beast is meant to sleep in its temple for eternity. Ever since a great earthquake, something's roused the dragon from its slumber. Now it ravages any ship that sails the seas. Well, that's a problem. Oh, I don't know why I'm randomly clicking on things. I already have everything here. Water. Alright, this must be Pops. I've tried everything, but I just can't win against that sea dragon. If you get rid of that monster, I'll give you anything. I'd even give you the Enterprise. We got a deal? Alright, cool. How do I do that? Cannon. I ain't bored in the Enterprise, even if it's seaworthy. That sea dragon will just come after us. Whoop. Brr. Alright, I think I may need to change jobs here. I think, especially with how often I'm needing to cast utility spells, having another white mage, or having a white mage would be a good idea. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and buy another mini spell. Okay. We'll give Cure and Mini to Ashkin. Okay. Stick Ashkin in the back row. Ashkin does not have any armor, though. Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine. Let's go sleep. Hey, can I sleep again? Thanks. Okay. Alright, cool. He's already got spell slots. Good. Good deal. Nepto. It's a statue of the Nepto dragon, but one of its eyes is missing. There seems to be a tiny passageway where the eye used to be. Maybe we can fit if we use the mini spell. Let's do that, Ashkin. Okay, everyone's miniaturized. Let's go. We are tiny. Oh boy. Oh, Aiken, what did they do to you? Poor kid. That should be enough. Yeah, there we go. Use an antidote. There you go. Aiken's fine. Holes. Rats. Oh, right, Ashkin has two things equipped. Because Optimize is silly. Oh, the egg gets a little cut off there. That's sad. Ooh, a serpent sword. What'd that do? Fused with the power of lightning. Cool. Better than the White Slayer? I can't equip it, so I don't know. Wrong class. It's fine. Yep. Bonk. Ooh, fire mist. Nice. Good job, Takame. Hey. Evil. Pushing up here. Yeah, I'm gonna put another one on Aiken just in case. A giant rat.
No gem for you. I'll nibble anyone who tries to take it.
Yeah, about that. I like this boss theme. It's very good. We're just gonna keep on trucking. I have more than enough damage for a giant rat. All the battle music in these Pixel Remasters has been very good. Okay, that needs a change in tactics real quick. Ashkin just needs to heal. I'm also going to... Never mind, it's not on the list. Ashkin is holding it. Curses! This thing is a spellcaster. Weird. Giant rat that can cast spells. I assume it's the gem that it's holding that allows it to do that, but still weird. Uh-oh. Takume's out of spell slots. Oh dear. Come on, Aiken. You can do it. Hey! Aiken coming in clutch. Good job, little guy. Obtained the Nepto Eye. Hooray, we did the thing. Now we have to leave. Potion up. Should be good. We're just gonna run away. we're just gonna run away for the rest of these fights. See if there's anything worth going down here for. Oh, well, there is things. Ooh, a helmet. Ooh, an armor. Whee! If Takame still had spell slots, I would fight these fights, but she doesn't. Okay. Mini back up. There we go. Now to return the Nepto's Dragon's Eye to its rightful place. Party put the missing eye in the empty eye socket. It is I, Nepto the Sea Dragon. I thank you for returning my eye. It is no ordinary gem. It is the vessel for my soul. Without it, my physical manifestation cannot be controlled. By way of thanks, I bequeath to you the Fang of Water. Use its power to destroy those obstacles that may block your path. We got a thing. Water has lost that which once shimmered within. That which caused the great earthquake also trapped the light of the elements deep within the earth. I beseech you, please, restore our light. Well, that was weird. Remember, still children. Let's do party gearing. Or, lightning. Victory music. Cannon. Color me impressed. So brave, so strong. You lot are bona fide heroes. Viking's word is his bond, the Enterprise is yours. Neat. We have a thing. I need to sleep. Also, should probably return Ashkin to a knight. Or a warrior, not a knight. Wrong job. There we go. And Serpent Sword is better. A little less accurate, but yeah, it's fine. Not as good as Avon. Avon beats things up. Sleepy time. Neat. Alright, let's get out of here. We have a boat. We have no reason to be here anymore. Out of the way. I have a boat. Boat. Whoops. Landed too soon. Boat. Sahagin. Oh, whoops. Ashkin's still in the back row. Whoops. Lightning. Alright. Let's fix that formation real quick. There we go. Boat. Come here, Dash. You have someone you need to see. Dash! Sorry, but there's something I have to do. I'll be waiting for your return. Oh my, Dash? Is that you? No. You're mistaken. I had to slap you. Alright. Let's see here. I don't think there's anything I need to do here. So we boat. Whee! Right, we need to go to Castle Argus. Because they're supposed to know a thing or two about making an airship. Ooh, a high potion. Nice. Castle. I know I have this tagged as first playthrough. This is technically going to be my first full playthrough of the game, but I have done the first section of the game, if you want to call it that, in the past. So, but I never really get past this first section of the game. So, money, more money, more money. Things. I have things. Whoops. Yeah, these kids are just running around. All of a sudden, they find a castle. Nobody in it. And they get, like, what, 10,000 gil? These are orphans that have just suddenly fallen into a huge sum of money. Yeah, there's nobody here. Weird. How strange. Ooh, more things. Bomb fragment. Tranquilizer. I think tranquilizer is just a sleep spell, right? Oh, paralysis. And bomb fragment is fire, of course. And then so much money. Didn't need that. This is the one I need. Yay. Healing. Okay, let's get out of here. Quick, before they find out we looted the castle. Well, there's nobody there. Weird. Ah, here's the town. Let's speed things up. Okay. Hey. That did a lot of damage. Let me heal. And fire? Maybe it is part lizard. Maybe it's temperature sensitive. I don't know. That doesn't matter. How cool. Ah! Mercy! There's nothing of value here, I swear. Oh, please spare me. That's weird. That kid ran into the chimney. Quick, we must save him. Oh, child.
Please spare the child. Oh, you're not with the soldiers. My apologies. I assume those brutes were back to finish what they started. They took my husband captive and headed west into the desert. They bore the crest of King Argus. I pray that my husband is unharmed. Please, let him still be alive.
Organs are a sightless race. They never leave their gulch. I wonder if they really can tell the future. Leads. Plot threads. Okay.
Mayor of Toku lives here. You want to know about our plight, you should ask him.
I'm the mayor of this town. We've been beset by soldiers coming from the western desert since the quake. They seize our food supplies and capture our able-bodied citizens. The town is on its knees, and there's nothing we can do to stop them.
There's a hidden staircase in the hearth that leads to a storeroom with a weapon and a few other things. We're peaceful folks, and no one is prepared to fight. Please, take whatever you need to save our town.
Sounds like a plan.
Things.
That is a word. Sansetsukon. I think I said that right. Anyway, it's a monk weapon. We will equip it. Also, monk clothing. Monk things. I think that's everything here? No. That is nowhere near everything here. Excuse me.
Beyond the desert, far, far to the west, is a village full of eccentric people claimed to be descendants from the ancients.
Whatever that means.
Monstrous evil roaming the western desert. It's a huge tree. A tree that moves on its own, I tell you.
One of the soldiers dropped this banner after they attacked our village.
Bears the crest of Argus. King Argus? That can't be right.
Any other things? Do you see things? Let me rephrase that. Do you see useful things? I love this mystery music. One of my favorites in the soundtrack. Thing? Thing! Vodka cider. Totally not alcohol. Totally. Alright, cool. Giant floating hair. Okay. Oh. God, those things are gross. I always forget how disgusting these things are. Okay. Let's lightning. Yay! Hooray, Aiken. Cool. Oh no, that's problematic. I mean, Avon could probably take care of these things himself, but still, not ideal. He's already asleep. Why? Why? I'm confused. Oh. Zeus's wrath. Is this the gulch? There's a cave. Gerblins. I think that's Aiken's last second level. Yeah. That's fine. We can always go back to Kanan. Or Kanan. Maybe it's Kanan, because it's got two A's up. Yay! This is the Gulch. Cool. I remembered a thing. This is Golgan Gulch. You should know that we Golgans are born sightless. However, we make up for our lack of vision with a sixth sense. Some of our kind can even see the future. Cool. We serve the wind crystal, a source of light, and that whose power has been bestowed upon you. Henceforth you must go to the crystals of fire, water, and earth. They will grant you greater powers than you already possess. The Earth's powers seal away the other three sources of light. The Earth crystal may have been sealed in a similar fashion. I sense the fire crystal's power is centered on the island of the dwarves. Ooh. When crimson flames threaten the tower's destruction, he who alters fate's course will awaken to his destiny. We stay sequestered away in this gulch, but those who know the future should not dare to influence fate. I see a future of both light and darkness, but this is by no means set in stone. The living woods, the sentient forest, calls to you. Creepy. The great earthquake was only the beginning. The tremors tore the land asunder. The crystals, sources of the world's light, were swallowed into the depths as monsters emerged from the chasms now scarring the earth. Yet that was nothing compared to the catastrophe to come. I have been expecting you. Take this spell and use it to enter the Tower of Owen to the north. Your destiny awaits you there, Dash. Toad. Things! Ooh, an ice rod. Ooh, a mage rope. Ooh, a fire rod. Aiken, you have things. We'll give him the ice rod. That sounds good. There's a thing over there. I want to see what that is. I think he has the ice rod equipped, so this will be the best option. Whiff. Good job, Ashkin. That was not what I expected, but okay, we'll roll with it. That's fine. Thing. Chocobo. Whee! Look at him, little feet. This allows me to move around without encounters, so I can just do some exploring. There's not a whole lot to explore here. And we're done. Quick, Jason, Chocobo. Sorry, that was funny. Alright, we need to go back and rest. Hello, hermits. How's it going? You've got a Thundara in your pocket. Go for it. Yeah, 500 damage, no big deal. Alright. Cannon, there we are. Hooray! Darn. I can't sleep for free? Rude. I'm saving the world, don't you know that? Alright, cool. We're good. We need to give someone Toad. Level 2. Okay, so Takame's gonna have to take it. So let's get rid of Blind. And then we will equip Toad. Cool thing though, I still have Blind. So, in case I want to put it back on, I still got it. That's kind of neat. Alright, so I need Toad. I need a lot. Run down the list. With as much damage as Avon can do, I'm not really worried about this fight. There we go. Also, Aiken has more health than Ashkin. I know Ashkin was a white mage for a little bit, but I didn't think he was there long enough to really affect his hit points. So, huh. Nice. That was actually decent damage out of a rod from the back row. Dang. Well, shall we dive underwater?
And how exactly are we supposed to do that?
Maybe we have to become frogs first. Frog.
Alright, we're frogs now. Let's get going.
We no longer need to be frogs. Unfrog. Welcome to the Tower of Owen. I hope you like it here, for it shall be your final resting place. This place looks familiar. Murder! Murder button. I got silenced anyway. That was rude. I'm a spellcaster, don't you know? Yeah, we're good. Still silenced. Thank God I have echo herbs. Alright. Cool beans. Alright. Thing. How many things are in here? 9. We have 1. Cool. Bugman. Stop lightning my people. Okay. I did say to stop lightning. I did not say to stop hurting. So, fair. Alright, let me... You okay down there, Dash? Just all of a sudden was just like, oh, you need to catch up. Alright, we're good. Those look almost like crystals as teeth. That's a little terrifying. Yeah, let's just beat him up. Ooh, they silence on hit. Good. Great. Awesome. I get the feeling I'm not supposed to cast spells here. Just call it a hunch. Wait. I remember. I'm an ancient. I'm gonna switch Takame to now we can leave her as a red mage, just equip a different weapon, maybe. I should have stocked up on potions. Whoops! This is gonna be a rough go. What is that? Oh, it's a sword. Oh. Tearping? Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's a sword. I need it. I have things. Taken in the back roads, getting beat up. He'll be fine. Your soul shall wander these sodden halls forever. I remember now. There's a hidden switch on the 5th floor. It's on the 8th section of wall from the left. Oh, this one. This is the wrong floor, isn't it? No, it is. It lied. Well, okay. I guess that is the 8th section, technically. It's only the 7th here, though. You're lucky. Oh, Dash. This tower will be your tomb. Possibly. Yeah, that's the best option. Alright. Ow. Stop beating up my mage. He's not even in the front row. How dare you? Cool. Alright. Thanks. Maiden's Kiss. Cool. Super leprechauns. Okay, Avon, calm down. He's over 500 damage? Yikes. Okay. Ah, thanks. Okay. Avon just hit some kind of buff, because holy cow, that is a lot of damage. Yeah, Avon's the primary damage dealer for sure right now. Things. Echo Herbs. Yay! I can cast spells again. I should hang on to that. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let Takame get through this without being able to speak for a while. She'll be fine. That enemy must have no defense. Oh no, Avon can't talk. Don't lie to me again. If you've got any advice coming up, don't lie to me. Or this place will become your tomb. Alright. Hey, more Echo Herbs. Not that it matters at this point. Hi. Ow. Another silence. Yeah, this definitely feels like a dungeon that's just explicitly saying you cannot cast spells here. Alright, antidote. That's good. I really don't want to use that yet. But I may have to. Just to keep Takame up. Because I don't want to unsilence her yet. Oh, wait. Yeah, because Ashkin has no MP, so if I were to switch him over, it wouldn't do anything. Fine. I need Takame to stay up. At least. Thanks. Everyone's like, what's defense? Ooh, that is a fire sword. Oh, Takame can't equip the serpent sword. Interesting. Oh, no biggie. Flame mail. Okay, more fire. Good. Resistant to ice. Cool. Also something that Takame can't equip. Interesting. Zeus's Wrath. Okay. Now we can use the Echo Herbs. There we go. We're gonna Kira. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna cure everything. Uh-oh. Sure we'll be fine. No big deal, right? Okay. I think we're good here. Alright. I'm gonna go down and then go back up to autosave. There we go. I, Medusa, will destroy this tower in the name of Zand. The continent will plummet from its place in the skies. You will not interfere. Now die. Yeah, we'll see about that. Snakes! Here. Attack. And Blizzard. Uh-oh. Avon's about to have problems. Okay. Thunder. No more cure. Hey, did not matter. Good deal. Excellent. Flames lick and flare wildly. An explosion looks imminent. No! Don't go near it. I remember now. One of the remaining ancients, the watchman of this tower. I was only supposed to awaken if something happened to the tower. I was asleep for so long, my memories were scrambled when I woke up. I forgot my purpose. And this doesn't look good. I think I know how to stabilize the flames, but I can only do it from inside the reactor. I have no choice. This tower is the only thing keeping the continent afloat. If it blows, we'll fall right out of the sky. This is farewell. Thanks for all your help. Dash, stop. You'll die. And this is my destiny. Don't worry. Once I repair the furnace, that whirlpool should stop as well, and you can search for the Dwarven Island. That's where you'll find the fire crystal. Once I'm in, I'll warp you all outside. It's been a blast. Literally. Now then, here I go. Dash! Hooray! We're back outside. Let's save real quick. And go and rest. We are out of thunder. Uh-oh. Fish can freeze, right? Yeah. Cool. In. Save or sleep. Now we go to find the second crystal. I think I got everything in the tower, Owen. I hope I did. I did. Cool. Thank you. I'm not necessarily trying for 100%. I've explained this before, but I mean, if it's there, I might as well pick it up, right? I do have one of these games that I plan to get as close to 100% as I possibly can. But that's not this one. I just need to get through this game at some point. I have tried I don't know how many times with I don't know how many different versions. There we go. Thunder worked out. Oh, a high potion. That's nice. Alright. Dwarven Island, I assume, is the island. Gorgon. Dwarves. Okay, cool. Save. Lally-ho! Lally-ho! Lally, no! The Horn of Ice was stolen. That horrible villain Gutsgo took one of our Horns of Ice, ran off to the subterranean lake, but dwarves don't float. How are we supposed to get our treasures back? The treasured horns were delicately carved out of ice. That conniving thief stole one, the scoundrel. How could you let him get away? You gotta get that horn back from that thief.
Hurry to the underground lake.
I wasn't even here. Rude. Ice things. Might as well grab those. Oh right, they were shields. Yeah, shields. I was like, where was the other thing I bought? It was a shield. Whoops. We're good. I had a brain fart. Weapons? Weapons. Yes. Tonfa. Actually more accurate. Interesting. Yeah, we'll grab a Tonfa, why not? It's cheaper as well. So that'll work. Cool, thanks. $80 gil? Rip off. No, I'm kidding. Okay, what do we got here? We need potions. Maybe not that many. 25 ought to do. Yeah, that'll work. Cool. Aiken does need some MP back. There's not a magic shop down here either.
Horrible villain Gusco took one of our horns of ice, ran off to the subterranean lake.
Oh, I already talked to you. Okay.
Ow! So that's what an invisible barrier looks like.
I have to toad again. Okay. Thanks. Okay, that revives allies, but doesn't do any healing. Well, poo. Alright, I'll sleep. I'll pay your exorbitant fees. Just because you're the only inn on the island doesn't mean that you can't just keep robbing people. Alright. See here. Frog. Ribbit. It's the same text every time. Alright, let us unribbit. Unribbit. Manticores. Murder. Murder buttons. That sounds like a good option. These things are actually a bit tough, but Avon does 1 billion damage, so we're fine. Let's see. 7 chests and a random item. There's a gold needle. Uh-oh. We're good. Avon does a lot of damage, but he also has, like, no armor. Just because he's a monk. Monk is the glass cannon. Zeus's wrath. Uh-oh. Okay. I can either try to fight this or just run away. We're just gonna run away. Yeah. I would end up taking a lot more damage than I need to in that fight, and it's not gonna be worth it. Oh, there's 3 of them now. Good. Fire. Blizzard. here. And how dare you? Alright, Avon. Get you back up on your feet. That's what Phoenix Downs are for. Also, we need to sort. There we go. There we go. See, you're fine. Another gold needle. I seem to be getting a lot of gold needles. Uh-oh. Work. Whoop. Sea Devil and Ruinous Waves. Looks like a job for lightning. Yeah, that's pretty good. Cool. I defeated water with fire. I boiled it away, I guess. Money. Alright. Let's see here. How we doing? I think we're doing alright. Yeah, we should be able to take this. Stay back! Get away from the horn if you want to keep living. I might arrow once, just to see. Wait, no. I need Toad. Oh, Avon. Ow. Let us Phoenix down. Oh boy. Yeah, Kiro's gonna be the option here. Alright. I did okay. High Potion Avon, he's our main damage dealer. I want to keep him up. Okay, good. He's about to be very mad if he died again. That this dungeon contains lots of monsters that inflict whatever status the gold needles cause. Honestly, it really hasn't. It's weird. But yeah. Sorry, I just realized that you were chatting because my chat was on the completely other side of my setup, so my apologies. But hello again, Fuchsia. Let's see here. You forgive, good. Battle backgrounds seem bigger. A little bit, maybe. Oh no! That's a bad. Oh, rip. Okay, well, that's problematic. Okay. Ashkin will just mallet himself, I guess? Why is being small bad? Less defense and less attack. So Ashkin, who is a physical attacker, has no attack now. And if he gets hit by a physical attack, he's gonna get hurt real bad. But he's up now, he's fine. High potion. Okay, let's go. Hey, there we go, we survived. Evasion also rises surely. I actually don't think it does. At least not in this version. Maybe in later Final Fantasies I think it does, but I don't think it did in 3. I am tiny now. Sorry. Alright, I have mallets. Mallet. Potions. Actually, did pretty well in that fight, I have to say. Why is there a stick following me? That's a good question. That's really weird. Hey, there we go. I think that's all of Takume's level 1. My counting is correct. Yes, it is. Okay. Need to keep the level 2, so she's just gonna be physical attacking for the rest of the dungeon. Which I'm sure will be fine. Yep, bombs. Good. I think Blizzard is actually good here. Bombs have always been weird ever since their introduction. It's like, what element is good against bombs and what element will trigger them to explode has changed a few times. You got it? What do you got? Fine, because if it's a Cambodian spy. What do you think? Floating stick, are you a spy? I'm not getting anything out of it. I'm gonna have to interrogate it. Let me sleep on it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's sleep on it here. Is it the stick that's saying That I don't know. Typically when your party members speak in this game, the text is blue. So it must just be like the narrator's thoughts. Just, Our party is being followed by an odd stick. It's our horn! You're the best! Now put it back where it belongs, please. Oh, hang on. I'll take the down the ward. Ahoy! You can get through now. Let's leave the horn on the altar.
Is this where the Horn of Ice goes?
Yep, just put her down. Going, I'm just following you. What you gonna do about it? Yeah. You fools didn't even notice me hiding in your shadows. Now both horns are mine for the taking. Gasp! It was a Cambodian spy, with both horns of ice in my possession. I can extinguish any flame. That tunnel to the crystal poses no obstacle to me now. You should put the canoe. The power of the fire crystal will belong to me. Guts go the great. It's mine. All mine. Welp. That's problematic. I bet that low life is heading for the mountains in the north. Please, you gotta get those horns back. Tally-ho. The Molten Cave. I'm gonna save outside real quick. Why didn't you stop him? Yeah, what were the door guards there for? They were just like, oh, there he goes. Oh, he's laughing maniacally. That's weird. Now, lolly-ho. Balloons. Red marshmallows are fire, so blizzards. Or I just beat them up with sticks, I guess. Good job, Avon. Ow. Alright, what do we got? We got a chest up here. Whoop. There we are. 7 chests total. Antarctic wind. Oh, I'm... Hold on, I'm processing the fact that I can walk through lava without taking damage. Is it because I have at least one member of the party equipped with ice armor? That'd be cool. Anyway, let's kill these things. Yeah. Yeah, I only say that's weird because in later games in the series, your armor doesn't give you protection like this. Like Final Fantasy V, you have to have the float status in order to not get hurt by lava and other floor hazards. So the fact that I'm protected from floor hazards just from having ice armor on is kind of interesting. And Aiken is on the floor. No, my boy! Takame, hurry up with that cure spell. There you go. Wish I had a nice brand. That'd be nice. Because I'm sure this Salaman sword is not doing me any favors. That's both of them in here. Yes, okay. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, down there, to the left and up. Okay. Potions? Yeah? That'll work. Oh, you're just a normal enemy. Good. Uh-oh. See how much damage Avon does to this thing. Okay, he could still deal decent damage then. We'll just attack it. That'll be fine. Alright, cool. It's not insanely defensive like most other Batman toys are. It knows fear off? Alright, fire-breathing turtle. That's a little frightening. Ask and ye shall receive. Thank you for the freezing blade. Okay. Why wouldn't it? Turtles are intelligent creatures. Alright, you got me there. That's fair. Okay, so I still take damage from the lava fall. Alright. I assume because it's moving? I'm really confused. It's fine. Well, I have Ice Sword. That should be a little easier. Are there secrets behind the lava falls? I don't think so, not at least in this dungeon. Maybe some future dungeons have secrets behind waterfalls and stuff, but not this one. Thing? Ooh. Let me do some healing here. Yeah, that'll help. Up to the top. More of these things, okay. The freezing blade is a big step up. Also, Aiken using the ice rod is a good deal helpful. Yeah. I don't know if it'd be a good idea to... Well, let's try it. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Ooh, another high potion. Nice. Ooh, big healing item. That the last two? That is the last two. Awesome. Get them. Oh, Avon. Yikes. Hold up, buddy. That looks like that hurt. Alright, we should be good. Hey, there we go. Have to use my other Cura already. But it's fine. You heat up lava enough, does it become a gas? I would assume at some point, but the amount of heat that you would require would be insane. Also, Avon just ate dirt. Good lord. Avon's gonna be so far behind. He keeps just dying. Phoenix down. There we go. We'll slap a high potion on him. He'll be fine. What is this suspicious rock? Gasp! Let me potion up Tatame here. There we go. What are we doing on everything else? Aiken could use a little more health, I guess. Got a couple high potions in case things go bad. I've got 7 casts of Cure, 11 casts of Blizzard. Completely blends into the surroundings. Yeah, I mean, how are you supposed to know? Crystal. With the power of the fire crystal coursing through me, I'm unstoppable. Thing is, I can't tap into the true power of these flames so long as you goody-goodies stand in my way. Nothing personal, but this is where you meet your maker. Let's go attacked with the formidable power of the fire crystal. And became a lizard. Let me grab an Antarctic wind, and an Antarctic wind, and an Antarctic wind, and I think an Antarctic wind. Alright, I imagine that would do more things. That didn't do as much as I thought. Okay, well, it's fine. He just said he can't tap into the... Well, he can tap into some of it, but not all of it. It's a bit pedantic, but... Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, there goes Avon. Man, his damage is great, but man, his health is awful. Alright, let's get you back up. Actually, this could end real bad. Let me keep Ashkin up. Hopefully this gets through. It probably won't. Hey, it did. Good deal. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no. How did that miss? Oh, yep. Rip Aiken. Uh-oh. We might be in trouble. Well, hopefully I have enough. Nope. Oh, come on, Ashkin. Nope, nope. Rip. Yeah. That miss from Aiken really hurt. That hurt a lot. Iron Man run ruined. That's a good thing I'm not doing that. Let's see. Start the whole series over again. God, could you imagine? That would be awful. There's not a whole lot I can really do to prep for this. I just have to be healing more constantly, I think. So, also not fall in the trap of using those, useless items. God, that's so much damage. Okay. So I am recruiting Avon on healing duty here. Although I don't really have a whole lot. It can't be. There's no way it would be vulnerable to that. Let me try to speed up Ashton here. Maybe that'll help. I'm not gonna have enough time. Rip. Apologies if I mix that up. It's not that he doesn't have a whole lot of hit points, it's that he doesn't have a whole lot of defense. He is a glass cannon. He takes so much damage. Okay, we're good. I'm out of Blizzara. Yep, that's gonna hurt. That's really not good. This is problematic. Yep, that was pointless. Rip. Okay. Yeah. Okay. maybe I just need to grind a bit? I'd hate to have to go back and get more spells, but that's also a possibility. I could just grab a couple more blizzards, make one of my characters into another black mage. Yeah, grinding is the boring solution. So problem number one is Avon is a glass cannon. He has almost no magic defense. Wait, don't I have... Oh no, I just have a fire staff. I don't have the ice staff. That would have been useful. I do have some more armor. I have some decent weapons. I could switch Avon to a warrior. At least bolster his defense a bit. Won't have any bracelets, but he'll at least be able to survive a bit more. He won't deal as much damage is the problem. That's the biggest issue. But I can at least get him decently equipped so that he can survive a bit more. Yeah, let's try that. Reset my checkpoint. I could also switch Takame to the back row. Yeah, let's try that. Alright, let's try this. Okay. With a decent amount of defense. He will survive another one at least. So that's a good sign. That's not Bolzara. There we go. Oh, that was rude. Yep. Cool. Thanks. Alright. Aiken, let's get you back up. Ashkin's gonna die here. I can just feel it. Oh, nope. Still up. All that prep work for nothing. Yeah. Well, that's Final Fantasy for you. He's the one that's got the resistance. Yep, didn't matter. Oh, the randomness is killing me. Okay. Phoenix down on Ashkin. Come on now. This is just rude. Might be able to high potion him up. There we go. Okay, good. Alright. Come on, Ashkin. Alright, well, that works. That actually worked out really well. Okay, so I'm gonna have Takame cure herself. and have these two continue their rampage. And Avon will continue. Aiken, my man, you need to hit that. Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Heal Ashkin. That's the plan here. I kind of figured that was coming. Okay. Rude. Absolutely rude. Dang it. Maybe you just let him do the thing with his crystal. He's obviously very passionate about it. Yeah, you look like you got this. We're just gonna leave before things get real bad. Okay. I wish I had some Cura, but I don't. I only have 2 high potions. Man, this sucks. I don't want to have to backtrack through all this just to rest up and come back here, but I might have to. Dang it. I could also Onion Knight, I guess. It's not going to do that much difference. In fact, it might be detrimental. But that is a possibility. If I could rest, I would do the White Mage, but I don't have a rest spot here. I'd have to backtrack anyway. Avon, what's your equipment again? Let's do this. Let's give him the Ice Helm. There. That way they both have something resistant to fire. That might help. Let's try that. If this doesn't work, I will backtrack and heal up and all that fun stuff. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do off the bat is Cider. And then attack, and Zara. And you didn't blaze. Okay, well, that buys me time, actually. That's really cool. Thank you for your consideration, I guess. Alright, Aiken, do not miss this. Thank you. Yep. Bye, Aiken. Have a nice nap. Oh wow, they all survived. Wow, that's surprising. I thought for sure they were dead. Okay. I will heal Takame. That's the best move here. Did I call it or did I call it? Not too much damage at all, yeah. I wish I could get more damage out of Avon, but if I set him up for damage, he just dies. Yep. Go for broke. Live. Okay. Ah, dang. Alright, well, I'll have to backtrack. I'm not quite strong enough for that fight yet. Rip. Okay. Alright, come on. Come on, I know you know how to hit with attacks. Let's go. Alright, I need to switch Avon back. There we go. Alright, let's get out of here. Retreat. We'll get back up to the surface, and I will probably end my stream when I get back up to the surface and figure out what to do, get prep work done in between streams, and then next week I'll be ready to go. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people say that 2 can be a difficult game, but especially at the start, 3 is brutal. There's a reason I haven't been able to get through it as many times as I've tried to play it. It definitely tests your patience. So yeah. I'll go ahead and save here, and then I'll wrap up for today. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. We'll have more coming in over the next few weeks. I imagine 3 will take us at least a month, so we'll have plenty more of Final Fantasy 3 coming up. So look forward to that.